Social media unites the world in ways never before possible, so you would think it would decrease a user's loneliness and the related consequences. After all, users from the same city or around the globe can connect with each other without ever meeting face-to-face using platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And yet, despite the name, researchers suspect that using social media actually increases feelings of loneliness in large numbers of people. For instance, a teen may have hundreds or thousands of so-called friends and followers in the virtual world of the internet, but has likely never met most of them face-to-face. They see it all through a computer screen or cell phone, and if they're like most people, they do so while ignoring the actual physical world around them. Social media users can end up substituting meeting people in person for online updates and posts. This can soon turn into hours every day searching for meaningful contact. Those lost hours are vital because time itself is an important component of loneliness caused by social media. A study by JAMA Psychiatry reported that adolescents who spend more than 3 hours daily on social media had heightened risks of psychological and mental health issues, including loneliness, depression, and suicide. That gets even worse if a teen's social media experiences are negative, which can make a youth feel isolated or even shunned. A 10% increase in negative experiences on social media corresponds with a 13% rise in loneliness. Teens who lack the maturity and skills needed to cope with such loneliness may suffer toxic consequences that are even more extreme than for adults. For example, social media posts have the power to boost or harm a teen's self-image. This is especially hazardous as teens constantly struggle with their self-esteem as they find their place in society. There is also a greater risk of depression. Many experts emphasize a connection between the rise in depression among youth with the high use of social media in that demographic. Isolation and lack of face-to-face contact through social media use don't help. When kids don't interact in person, they can fail to develop empathy and feelings of deep connection, which makes them feel even more isolated. Additionally, decreased productivity is one of the most common consequences of depression related to social media use. For teenagers, low productivity means substandard performance at school, home, and work. Even worse, research suggests that the growing rise in teen suicide rates may be worsened by social media. Suicide is a leading cause of death among teenagers, and in an ongoing study, researchers analyzed 15 suicidal teens and found that an incredible 67% of them felt worse after social media use. Despite the dangers of loneliness and depression, it is possible to help make social media a positive experience for teens. The ultimate form of treatment is prevention before it gets out of hand. One great place to start is by cutting back the hours they spend on social media sites. Limiting social media time to less than half an hour each day can have enormous positive effects for teens and young adults. Encourage teens to spend more time interacting directly with their friends and family. Studies show that teenage girls who engaged in heavy social media use but also spent significant face-to-face time with friends did not suffer the effects of loneliness experienced by their more isolated peers. Additionally, there is downloadable website blocking software and activation timers that prevent teens from over-accessing favorite social media channels. Social media disorders behave somewhat like an addiction and can sometimes be successfully treated in the same way. Like with any addiction, a person has to admit that they have a problem before they can receive help. For parents, this can be challenging. Teens want to be independent and aren't likely to admit they have a problem. But without this admission, the teen has no motivation to change. The next step is seeking help or information. A licensed professional may be the best choice. Online resources are also available to help guide you through recovery. If something isn't working, then make adjustments and keep going. Remember, breaking most forms of addictive behavior takes time. The important thing is to stay focused on the overall goal of escaping the chains of negative social media behavior. If you suspect your teen is struggling with loneliness, depression, or suicidal thoughts due to social media use or addiction, contact Social Media Victims Law Center for more information about how we can help. We offer many different resources to help parents better understand how to support their child, covering topics like mental health, suicide risks, and much more. Please contact us for a free case evaluation if your child has been harmed by the effects of social media. The Social Media Victims Law Center works to hold social media companies legally accountable for the harm they inflict on vulnerable users. Learn more about how we can help you during this challenging time.